Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Well, this week has been a week inspired by a sermon series of our preacher at church on kingdoms. And I thought maybe the best way to end the week is with one of my favorite subjects to ever talk about. It's the subject of the king of the kingdom. Every kingdom needs a king. And we've got one. In fact, we've got the King of Kings. Let me tell you about him, and let me use an obscure passage. And I say obscure, it's not bizarrely obscure, but it's one that a lot of people may not have so readily memorized out of the Bible or so readily gone to reference. It's a passage found in the New Testament book of Titus. It's a letter that Paul wrote to one of his proteges, a fellow named Titus. And in the 3rd chapter, Paul speaks of God. And he says that God has saved us in his goodness and loving kindness. That's the way the English Standard Version translates it. But those words in the Greek are words that were used in the aristocratic court of the emperor. You know, in America, we don't have a king, but we still have governing authorities, and we speak of them as a good one or a bad one. Oh, that's a good president or a bad president or a good governor or a bad governor or a good mayor or a bad mayor or whatever. Well, they did the same back in ancient times, and the kings that were good kings were kings that exhibited these two traits that Paul singles out for God. And the first trait is translated as goodness, but it's the Greek word Christos or Christos. Christos is Christ, but Christos has the long E sound instead of the I sound. Instead of E, it's an A sound. And so Christos, in fact, a lot of Greeks thought that that's what people meant when they said Jesus Christ. They thought that the word being used was Christos because it made more sense as the King of Kings. But anyway, that referenced someone's not just goodness, but it was a reference to how they were genuinely honest and forthright and caring even. I wrote down some of the other words that could be used to translate it. Listen to this. You can use it, you can translate it worthy, decent, honest, upright, well-mannered, of good character, kind, gentle, friendly. Those are traits of God, the King of Kings. And the other trait that's given is a trait that in the Greek is a combination of two words. It's basically philanthropos. It's the idea of a friend or a carer or a lover of people. That's the kind of king we have. God, the King of Kings, is a king who cares about you, who loves you, who wants what's best for you, who will exercise his kingship in ways to reach out and save you and bring you to him for eternity. If he's going to do all of that as the greatest king there has ever been, then don't you know he's going to take care of you today? Period. End of story. Also end, by the way, of your video thought for the day. The King of Kings is our King.